I've got signal generators coming out the yin-yang. Good evening, YouTube. Here on Christmas Eve, I have decided to make a little video here to kind of get back in the mood, if you will. It is 7:58 now in the evening. Had a good Christmas. Went to my son's last night for Christmas Eve and spent the evening with them. Nice, good. Had chili and banana pudding. Ate too much. I was pretty sick today, but I was supposed to have went out to my daughter's house at 5 this afternoon for dinner, but I didn't go. I didn't feel like it. So, you know, it's just one of those things where Christmas time, and it's just, you know, you eat too much, you drink too much, but in my case, I don't drink, but, you know, it's just, overindulge, I guess is the word I'm looking for. But, I am back here on the bench, in the bench. I'm doing something with the bench. I made a purchase. It was a, kind of a spur of the moment thing. Bob's shaking his head. I know he's shaking his head, but I can't see him shaking his head, but I know he is because he asked me why I bought it. I have, anybody that knows, well, most of you guys know that if you follow me for any time at all, I have two BK E200D signal generators. I have one I bought 3 or 4 years ago, and the one I use on the bench here, and it works well. It has maybe a little bit of a problem, but I mean the signal generation part works fine. It's got a little noise coming out of the speaker every once in a while. I watched Buddy's video on the one he worked on the other day, and so, you know, he I don't know that he repaired that one, but he got it to quit making noise. But I was going to tell him that, but mine does that too. It will quit making the noise for a while and then comes back again. So anywho, that's neither here nor there. It got me to thinking about that, and how much room that takes up and things like that. And you know me in space, I like more space. So I was looking on eBay for who knows what, not anything in particular, but this popped up, and I'm going to show you what it is. So there you can see the picture of it. Yes, it is another signal generator. The IG-102 Heath kit, it's a much smaller signal generator than what I have, and I think I haven't really made up my mind yet, but there is a project, not a project, but there has a page that has been set up and shown to do away with the tubes on this and use FETs. Use four FETs to emulate the tube sections, which one's a triode or dual triode, and the other was a triode pentode, I think. Whatever, but anyway, it only uses really the the triode part of it. But anywho, that's what I'm thinking about doing. Been talking with Bob about it. I've got the schematic made up. I'm going to flash a picture of that up, show you that, and that's supposed to work on 9-volt battery, and I think I may try that. But what I want to do is have it. I'm going to tack the replacement resistors in on top of the existing resistors just to see if it works. And as far as the tube modifications, I'm pretty sure I'm going to just go ahead and make up a dummy tube to plug in and put the circuitry for the FETs on that, for each tube. There's no problem with that, and the only thing you have to do really with the power supply is disconnect the B+, and you plug your 9-volt battery in there, and it's really a simple modification. I'll probably talk more about it when I get the signal generator. I think it's supposed to be after the new year sometime. So looking forward to that. So that's coming up, and I want to get, you know, I said I had 2 of the E200Ds, and I do, and I've really, that's been over about 2.5 years now that since the last time I worked on that, and I want to get that done. Then I'll probably end up keeping the best one of the 2 and getting rid of the other one. But like I said, I kind of want to get that done, and I even bought a one of those modules, the frequency counter modules that you can basically put inside the case of that, and then have the frequency readout right from the you know, don't even need a frequency counter that way. You've got it built in. It goes up to 50 megahertz, I believe, and I think that's all the fundamentals go up on that. Maybe it's 60. I believe it's 60 it goes up to, but anyway, the fundamentals on that B&K only go up to that 54 or something like that, and the rest of it's harmonics, and that they don't get picked up by the frequency counter anyway. You kind of have to, you know, use the radio or something like that to find out where you're at on that. But if you go to a harmonic frequency, obviously you're going to get the higher frequency, lower frequency, things like that. But anywho, that's I really want to get that done. I basically had the board recapped. I don't think there was really much else to do. It was just a matter of rewiring it back into the circuit, and going from there. I had the plug put on it, the new three-line power cords, had that put on it. You know, I've done a lot of work on it, and like I said, I wasn't really planning on putting, other than the BNC for the output, I'm going to use the probably use the little frequency counter module, and that way I won't have to put an extra output for the frequency counter. That'll take care of that, and just probably wire it in the same way I've got that one wired in. That one works well, and so, you know, it's just a matter of wiring it in and getting it back together and calibrating it, things like that. But like I said, that's if I did that now, that would eliminate another piece of equipment. That would eliminate my frequency counter. I really wouldn't need to, because I really don't use that frequency counter for anything but signal generator stuff. I mean, I need to know what frequency I'm on. I suppose I could keep that around. I mean, I wouldn't have to get rid of it, but where it's at, it doesn't bother anything. That's wasted space anyway. I never did put anything in that where, so, you know, that's another possibility. So who knows? Anyway, that's what I'm thinking about doing. I still have the Philco down there on the floor. I haven't got nothing done on it, but you know. And the other thing I was thinking about is this box, and you can't see it, but it's sitting right here, that I put everything in from the bench that when I wanted to get cleaned up and start sawing on that shelf. I have the shelf to do too. I haven't done much of anything. Like I said, we went to my son's last night. That's an hour drive there, hour drive back, and of course the time spent there. So, you know, I really didn't do much. And as far as any kind of work yesterday, I put that medley up. I made that the day before, I believe, and I enjoyed making that because taking 5 different songs and putting them together and you know, kind of a decent order, and so they come out sounding right. And then of course, then adding the pictures. The pictures was the easiest part, though, I think. And then I've got the microphone to test some more and things like that. It's just a lot of different things I got going on, and I'd like to get some of this done. And I really haven't been in the mood to do anything, just like today. Well, I didn't feel good today, but you know, I could have done something. Well, I'm doing something now, I guess, but nothing. I do have my my shelves, my stereo shelves ready to glue. I'll probably start on them tomorrow when Lexi goes to work. And get some of those glued and get that set up where I can get my clamps on it. And if I can get one set of legs front and back a day, I could, you know, get that done, and I may be able to go ahead and work on some other stuff at the same time. You know, it's a possibility, so we'll see. But I want to at least get the one set of legs done, and then we'll go from there. But you know, it's just stuff like that. And I've got all these books to send out, and you guys, I have not forgot that. I just wanted to wait until after the first year. to get that done, because I don't really have the boxes that I had before. I threw a lot of them out, and I've got, I think, one or two people that requested books, and I've got those, and I've got one that's already sent the money, and I haven't even got to the post office, and they just sent the amount that they would cover it, and I appreciate that. And like I said, it's just it's been kind of hectic as far as doing things, but we'll get done eventually. And I know that he said there was no hurry, so it's no problem, but we'll get it. Like I said, just things I'm trying to get done, and yeah, I know, like I said, in the middle of that, I ordered this other signal generator. I always thought this was kind of a neat one. Now you guys looked at the pictures. I'll pop it up again. That's the faceplate of this, and I have looked. This particular IG-102 came out in 1963 and was produced until mid-70s, maybe 76, 78. I'm not really sure, but I did find it in the 76 catalog, and I found it in the 63 catalog, and there is no difference that I could see in the paint scheme on either one of the models. In other words, that model was the only one produced, according to the catalogs at least. Now you can see by the picture, this does not match that, because I'll flash a picture of the other model up there, the one that goes from the catalog. It's a gray, dark gray and light gray combination. And this one's a beige, more like the audio frequency generator that I've got. That's got that same beige layout, and I know about the time it came out, and I looked in the catalog there, and this one's still got the other paint scheme. So I can't find this particular paint scheme anywhere at all. If anybody has any information on when this particular paint scheme was made, early, late, mid, whatever, like I said, the time frame is 63 to maybe 76, 78, somewhere around in there, and I'm sure they did make that one, but all the catalogs I saw, early and late, and in the mid ones too, I checked every year or every decade since then, and every time I saw a picture of it, it was the same paint scheme. So kind of weird. But anyway, it's different. I guess that's a good thing, I guess. And some of these have what they call RF Direct. I've been watching a lot of videos on them, and it's like two banana plugs that you plug in your leads to, and it bypasses the attenuation circuits. And I guess you could set that up with any of them if you wanted to. And I thought, now if you were going to add a frequency counter output, that would be where to do it. But I'd use an BNC for that. I wouldn't use those banana plugs. But anybody that's got any information that, like I said, I have checked the web. I've read a lot of different things. I got that modification for the transistors, FETs. Figured that out and all that stuff. But there's still more to find out, I'm sure, about it. There's a ton of information on that E200D. And I even let Buddy know about some of that, where he found a resistor missing and a different transistor in circuit. If you guys watched that, and that's actually a factory service modification. You pull one transistor and add a different transistor to make that change, and it sounds like what they did, or whoever had it, and because of the numbers match, I believe. What's indicated in the service bulletin. So I did send him that information, so don't know what he'll do with it, but if he's probably already give the signal generator back. But anywho, that's at least he'll have that information for the next time, I guess. So I noticed he took apart a transmission from a Mustang the other day, and that was kind of unique. I get the feeling that he has worked on a few of those, because the way he was talking, he seemed to know exactly what he was talking about on those. So he must be a rebuilder of some sort of transmissions, which everybody has a hobby. Now, whether Buddy's is electronics or transmissions, I don't know, but either way. So that is that. I think I've talked long enough. The slider is sitting right here in front of me, and it's still working. It slides real nice and easy. I've got plans on how to use that. I'm going to set up a tripod back there, and I'm going to put the camera on one side of the shelf there and let it slide over here to maybe face this bench here like this, and then I'm going to use the zoom on the camera to zoom in, see what kind of effect that makes. I may not post it, but that's what I'm going to try just to see how it works. And the microphone, the next test of that is going to be with the receiver connected to the Kimitech, and I'm going to put that up high somewhere and away from all the electronic equipment, and I'm going to try another walkthrough test and outside and see if it makes any difference at all for where it was at. I'm also going to try to adjust the volume level on the transmitter, find out if that's too high. Obviously it was clipping. Everybody's told me it was clipping, and I even mentioned in the video, if you'll recall, it is clipping. But I want to get that set and get the mouthpiece further away from my mouth so everybody doesn't think I'm breathing real heavy. But you know, it's just all that stuff. You know, like I said, it's just got to be worked out, and once I find out what the good settings are, I'll know, and I won't have to worry about that anymore. But I think it's going to work out for what I want it for anyway, and I may try just doing one sitting here one time. You know, it'd be kind of fun just to sit here and do it. Put the receiver maybe in the other room or something like that. It'd be neat. So, like I say, that's it. I've talked long enough. It's 8:15 now, so I know I've talked long enough. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'm hoping to come back again before the New Year's, but you never can tell. I don't know. It just depends on what I get done and if I get anything done. So you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching, and we will see ya.